All right, I have a mass of questions, and I had a lot before I came. I have had opportunity to work through the ones that were given to me before, but all the new ones I have not yet even had time to read. It is clear to me that I will not be able to answer all these questions. In some cases, I probably do not have an answer. In other cases, an answer would demand a whole sermon, which I cannot give. And in some cases, simply because there will not be time to come to them. It's clear to me that some of the questions were asked either by people who were not in some of my previous talks in this laboratory, or who simply could not understand what I said because they're simply asking for a repetition of what I've already said. However, I'll do my best, and I trust it will be helpful to you. Some questions are so general that either you don't answer them or you write a book to answer them. So in that case, I'm not writing a book. Can Christians go in the rapture if they have a demon unexpelled? I'm afraid I don't know exactly who will go in the rapture and who will not. And I couldn't give you a complete, specific answer to that question. I think it behoves all of us to do our utmost to be as ready as we can for the rapture. What is a demon? Well, I tried to explain that, and I really don't think I'm going to take time again to do that. Now then, I have to read these questions out the way they came, and some of them are pretty personal. Immediately when I heard about the occult being a factor in demon problems, I renounced all contact with it, and I've had no contact with it for 2 years. On the day my daddy died of lung cancer, I both saw and felt a black cloud float into my chest area. I assumed it to be a spirit of infirmity and claimed healing for 8 months. Today, that's the day this note was written, I was delivered of a spirit of astrology, which my daddy had been deeply involved in, and when it went, so did the chest soreness and pressure. I don't want this to happen again. Where did I go wrong? Second question, my family on both sides has been involved in the occult, seances, etc., which I have not been involved in personally. I have a feeling there may be some involvement by demonic factors in my life as above. When I sincerely asked the Lord one day what was wrong, He showed me a picture of a hand holding a white cube. It happened again today while I was asking the Lord to deliver me. Any clue as to what this may mean? I want out of this business. Well, that is a situation that could happen to quite a number of people. As I said previously, your background in your family has an influence on your experience. There is no getting away from that. God says specifically in the 20th chapter of Exodus that He will visit the sins of the fathers upon the children unto the 3rd and 4th generation. He is speaking specifically of the sin of having another God before the true God. And as I said in my message on the occult, when you seek to satanic sources for spiritual, supernatural help, which should come only from the true God, you are actually making those satanic sources your God before the true God. And there are times when there are influences at work in our lives which come from our family background. This cannot be denied. I've experienced it in my own life. As a matter of fact, in my own experience, my father died about 5 years ago, and without any process of reasoning in me, a certain spiritual change took place at that time for the better. I'm not able to explain it, but I know it happened. Many people who have been born into a family in which the satanic occult is practiced are susceptible to it in a peculiar way, even from childhood. And not a few people, I am sure, come into the world with a spirit of divination in them. And it is sometimes hard for such a person to realize that the kind of intuition and revelation that they have is not from themselves and is not from God, but is from the enemy. I talked last night in the canteen with a lady, I don't know if she's here this afternoon, And as she went on talking, I said to her, "You know that what you have is the spirit of divination." And she said, "I suspected it." And she mentioned certain things that she came to know that others didn't know, and how she could discern this in other people. And I said, "Furthermore, you rather enjoy having this particular